This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Monday, September 17th, 2018. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Wendi Winters lives on. A blood drive held on Saturday at Bates Middle School in her honor drew more than 200 people to donate blood. Now, Wendi Winters donated more than 9 gallons of blood in her lifetime before she was killed in the Capital Gazette newsroom shootings. And this Red Cross blood drive, put together by her church, drew a huge crowd that would have made Wendi so proud. And her daughter, Summerlee Geimer, had said, "I can't believe how large it is. It's so exciting to see all these people here. It means so much, and I'm sure Mom would have been thrilled if she could have had a turnout like this while she was doing it herself." Summerlee said that on a good day on her mother's blood drives, they might draw about 40 donors. So that tells you the impact that Wendi Winters had on this community here, and she is somebody that we miss every single day, along with the 4 other co-workers that were killed on that day in June. If you'd like to see a Norwegian Viking ship, you have a few more hours to do it. The Viking ship Draken Harald Harfager, and I really totally butchered that up, but Draken for short, is moored here in Annapolis, and they are offering deck tours today from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. with the last tour at 7:30 p.m. Now, this is the world's largest operating Viking ship. It's here in Annapolis, and it's going to allow guests not only to marvel at the stunning Viking ship, but also to interact with the crew as they share their personal experiences, the thrill, the fear, the exhilaration, while they have completed a 2016 transatlantic crossing, reliving the Viking discovery of the New World more than 1,000 years ago. So it's a pretty fascinating thing that's going on there. You can get tickets at drakennh.com, and that is drakennh.com. For adults, they're $12. Kids are $6, and under 4, they are free. And again, that is only here until 8 p.m. tonight. More water news. Arundel County Council is taking up a resolution to turn many of the rivers in our area into no-discharge zones, and it's a designation meant to prohibit boaters from letting even treated waste flow into the waters. Boaters are already prohibited from releasing raw sewage into U.S. waters, but the vast majority of vessels that are equipped with toilets already hold their sewage in tanks and pump it out at designated locations on the shore. Some vessels do have systems that actually treat and discharge the water wherever they happen to be, and the concern is that while it may kill all the bacteria, it does not remove the nitrogen and phosphorus, which is dangerous to the bay. So the county is looking to do this complicated process, which is going to begin with an approval by the Department of Natural Resources and ultimately work its way up to the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency. And the request is going to be covering the major rivers of Anne Arundel County, the Magothy, the Severn, and the South Rivers, as well as Oyster Cove and Whitehall Bay. The Maryland Retailers Association and Comptroller Peter Francho recently announced the winners of their social media scholarship contest that coincided with last month's Shop Maryland Tax-Free Week. Grant Handley of Elkton won the $2,500 first-place scholarship for an entry on Twitter. He is attending Cecil College in the fall with plans to transfer to the UMD in the spring, where he'll major in public policy. Melanie County of PG County was chosen for the $1,000 second place award for her entry on Twitter, and she is a graduate of Texas Southern University with a degree in psychology and is pursuing a mental health counseling graduate degree at Bowie State University. Shop Maryland Tax-Free Week took place August 12th to 18th, and shoppers were encouraged to follow the official social media pages on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and post a picture or video that incorporated the theme of Maryland and using hashtag ShopMDTaxFree to submit an entry on any or all of the social media platforms. So there are 2 students in Maryland that is making their education a little bit more affordable next year. Governor Larry Hogan has dispatched the state's Helicopter Aquatic Rescue Team, or HART, because everything has an acronym, to help the people stranded by floodwaters from Florence down in North Carolina. The team consists of 11 members of the National Guard and 14 members from rescue teams in Montgomery, Harford, Baltimore, and Howard counties. The specialized team actually came about as a result of Hurricane Katrina in 2005, and after that storm, many of the National Guard units that responded to Louisiana really didn't know what they were getting into, and now they're a little bit more prepared. Union Craft Brewing up in Baltimore has sparked a little bit of a debate. As breweries have quickly become the go-to gathering spots for friends, they also attract children of those friends as well. And Union Craft Brewing has said that unattended children have been also getting in the way of other guests, damaging their property, and raising safety concerns. The brewery has announced that children will no longer be permitted in its tap room from 6 p.m. until closing time on Wednesday through Sundays. In a Facebook post, the brewery said the staff has found themselves having to constantly protect and police our property, apologize to other guests, argue with parents, prevent injuries, reunite misplaced children with their absent parents, and more. Of course, there's a lot of opposition to that, but Zachary Michel, who is a marketing consultant with Forward Beer Project, said that people have to remember that the first order of business is selling alcohol. Just from a standpoint, you have to have people understand that this is a place for adults first. Now, Peabody Heights Brewery in the Able section of Baltimore has an entirely different outlook on this. They have an entire section of its tap room set aside for children with toys and a shelf filled with kids' books and more. So if you are heading up to Union Craft with your kids after 6 p.m., Wednesday through Sunday, leave them home or get a sitter, or slide on over to Peabody Heights Brewery where they are welcome. Looking into sports real quick, last Thursday, of course, the Ravens lost to the Cincinnati Bengals 34-23, and yesterday the Redskins lost to Indianapolis 21-9. But on Saturday, Navy absolutely trounced Lehigh 51-21, and you want to go to ionannapolis.net. Check out our photos there from the game as well as the write-up and everything else there for all the details on Navy football. That is about it for the top news today. You want to make sure you're checking in with Ion Annapolis throughout the day because we do update it throughout the day. Make sure you give us a recommendation and let your friends and colleagues know that we exist. But for now, you just want to hang out because after we pay some bills, we've got George Young with your local DMV weather forecast. Save the date, September 29th and 30th, to see Richard Karn, yes, Al Borland, from the hit television show Home Improvement at the Annapolis Home Expo.
I don't think so, Tim.
No, it's true. Richard Karn will be at the Annapolis Home Expo, and while Richard will tell you about what not to do with the home improvement, there will be dozens and dozens of real home improvement contractors to tell you exactly what you should do. Bring in an antique for a free appraisal. Listen to the many workshops to help you make your home into the dream home you always wanted. Thinking about selling or buying? Northrop Realty and Craig Northrop will be on hand to offer tips for staging your home and how to negotiate the waters of one of the most important decisions you'll ever make. It all starts on September 29th at the Byzantium Center on Riva Road, Saturday from 10 to 6 and Sunday from noon to 5. Tickets are only $5 at the door, but get this, if you're named Al, or anything close, or wear flannel, you're in for free. Remember the Annapolis Home Show, September 29th and 30th.
Join us this fall as we walk to fight suicide and raise awareness about mental health in Maryland. Proceeds to benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Register for an Out of the Darkness community walk today at outofthedarkness.org.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Monday, September 17th. We're looking at a two-part week this week, starting with rain and a little wind from the remnants of Florence later today and overnight into at least the AM hours of Tuesday, if not Tuesday afternoon and evening, followed by sunshine and highs 80 to 85 Wednesday through Friday across Annapolis and all of Arundel County. Okay, later today, some rain is likely to break out in the afternoon and evening hours as breezy winds of 10 to 20 miles per hour with gusts to 30 kick in. We'll need to keep an eye on the radar as the exact path of Florence's leftovers will make a difference in whether or not the area sees light to moderate rain or moderate to heavy rain with possible flash flooding. But once the storm clears out and finally ends up back in the Atlantic on its way into retirement forever, high pressure will move in and sunny skies and warm but nice temps in the low 80s will get us to the weekend. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Be sure to follow us on our website, social media, and our app at DCMDVA Weather in the Apple App Store and Google Play Store. But remember, whatever the weather outside, have fun and be safe.
September 29th, the inaugural Twist and Stout Festival at Quiet Waters Park along the shores of the South River. Twist and Stout, a Maryland wine, craft beer, music, food, and arts festival, presented by the Arundel County Department of Recreation and Parks, along with the Maryland Wineries Association. Sample dozens of craft beers and Maryland wines. Dance the afternoon away to the sounds of Saved by Zero and the Groove Spot Band. Watch the plein air painters and shop dozens of artisans, crafters, and food trucks. Tickets are on sale now at twistandstout.org. TWISTANDSTOUT.org. September 29th, Twist and Stout at Quiet Waters Park, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Tickets at twistandstout.org. You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.